Thanks for tuning in. You're watching ARIRANG News Break on this Thursday, June 23rd. Live from Seoul, I'm Han Da-eun. In a worrying new development, North Korea has confidently claimed its launch of a medium-range ballistic missile on Wednesday was a success. The South Korean military, however, believes the regime still has some technological limits to overcome before it can call the launch a success. Kwon So-ah starts us off.
North Korea has hailed the success of its missile launch, upping the high-stakes threat to peace in Northeast Asia. The regime's state-run Korean Central News Agency reported that after supervising the launch, Kim Jong-un said the world would be able to evaluate the capability of North Korea's missile capabilities. Kim also said North Korea possesses a surefire capability to attack U.S. positions in the Pacific. North Korea's two missile launches on Wednesday came about a month after its previous missile launch attempt ended in failure. Its first attempt on Wednesday also ended in failure, but the second has raised concerns. That missile is believed to have flown at a height of 1,000 kilometers and traveled a distance of 400 kilometers before crashing into the East Sea. It is thought North Korea deliberately raised the launch angle to avoid hitting Japanese territory and to test its rocket re-entry technology for an intercontinental ballistic missile. Military officials in Seoul say they are closely monitoring the technological advancements made by the North's ballistic missile program. The Musudan missile has a range of up to 4,000 kilometers, theoretically putting any part of Japan and the U.S. territory of Guam within its range. Adding to the threat, North Korea is believed to have up to 15 Musudan missiles, which it started developing back in 2007. The South Korean military, however, believes Pyongyang has yet to attain the rocket re-entry technology needed for a ballistic missile launch. During a biannual meeting at Seoul's Defense Ministry on Thursday, South Korea's chief commander said it's too early to call the launch a complete success and said further analysis is needed to make an exact assessment. Kwon So-ah, ARIRANG News.
The UN Security Council was quick to slam North Korea for its missile launch. Members of the council convened an emergency meeting, and another resolution on Pyongyang is expected soon. The White House has also condemned the North for its reckless and destabilizing actions. Oh So-young has more on that.
The UN Security Council has expressed grave concerns about North Korea's latest missile launches. At an emergency meeting held at the UN's headquarters in New York on Wednesday, French Representative François Delattre, the rotating president at the Council, denounced the launches as an unacceptable violation of UN agreements. Speaking to reporters, Delattre emphasized the need for the 15 member countries to swiftly issue a press statement to jointly condemn the North's provocation. He said discussions on the statement were currently underway, though it's unlikely to be produced within a day. In Washington, the White House clarified its solid stance against the launches.
The United States strongly condemns the provocative actions by the North Korean government that is a flagrant violation of their international obligations.
The official added that the impact of Pyongyang's provocations only strengthened the resolve of the international community, saying the US will continue to work with the international community, especially with its allies South Korea and Japan. He said the US will also continue talks with China and Russia on ramping up pressure on North Korea. Oh So-young, ARIRANG News.
And staying with North Korea, Seoul's foreign minister says North Korea poses the gravest threat to the international community's non-proliferation efforts. Minister Yoon Byung-se made the comments at the 26th Nuclear Suppliers Group meeting currently underway in Seoul. He said the regime is stubbornly advancing its nuclear program, pointing to Pyongyang's 2 ballistic missile launches Wednesday, as well as its 4th nuclear test in January. Minister Yoon also stressed the stark difference between Iran and North Korea today, citing how the two were the biggest challenges for the group in 2003, the last time Korea hosted the event. Shifting gears now, the ruling Saenuri Party's interim council has decided to accept 3 independent lawmakers back into the fold after the group jumped ship during a turbulent candidate nomination process in the run-up to the April general election. With this decision, the ruling party has welcomed back all 7 of the lawmakers who defected during the pre-election strife. The party accepted the other 4, including the much-debated former floor leader Yoo Sung-min, back into the party last week. The ruling Conservative Party now has 129 lawmakers, making it the largest party in the National Assembly again. But it still lacks a parliamentary majority in the 300-seat assembly. The main opposition Minju Party of Korea has 122 seats. It's June 23rd, the day Britain, the European Union, and the world have anxiously been waiting for. The historic voting has just begun to decide whether the UK stays in or withdraws from the EU. Our Hwang Ho-jun has the latest.
To leave or not to leave? That's the question. A decision that will have an impact on the entire world, let alone the UK and the EU, is now in the hands of Britain's 46.5 million eligible voters. The latest poll suggests the race is neck and neck. As of Wednesday, support for Remain was slightly higher than for Leave, but still well within the margin of error. Leaders of both sides have passionately pleaded with citizens who still might be on the fence.
The absolutely key thing tomorrow as people go to vote is to vote on the economy, to vote for jobs, to vote for livelihoods, to vote for Remain.
You've got the EU Commission sitting instead of us deciding how fish stocks, our UK fish, are going to be parcelled up and divvied up. So you take back control, and I think it will be a big moment for democracy in this country and around Europe.
Polling stations in the UK have just opened and will close at 10 p.m. local time. That's 6 a.m. Friday in Korea. No exit polls will be taken, but the voter turnout will be announced soon after polling stations close. The official result will be announced shortly after all votes are totted up, which will be around 3 p.m. on Friday, Korea time. Hwang Ho-jun, ARIRANG News.
And that's all from me, but keep it tuned to ARIRANG for more in-depth news coverage coming up at 6 p.m. Korea time. Thank you for watching.